It's the end of April, and that means one thing. We are back again talking Space Marine 2 because they've put out the end of month update, and there's some big things that they've previewed on this. Blood Angels are incoming, White Scars, and the first big tease of the brand new Horde Mode. So let's jump in, let's look at it, and let's get waffling. So let's jump over to this screen, and firstly, let me apologize. My appearance, my voice, if I start to cough, Nurgle's plague has got me, brothers, but I'm fighting it off. I'm a resilient son of Dawn. So we're going to start with everything that they've done so far, and it's the Trigon update. This was a 7.0 update, so of course there's a new PvE map, the cosmetics that happen, the private PvP lobbies, the expanded weapon arsenal for the classes, the customization, bulwark, robes, weapon perks, the prestige system that they put into game, everything that we've been playing with the big 7.0, they've literally just relisted onto here, going through it all, etc, etc, etc. But the big thing, the big juicy thing, a part of this, of course, is the next big update, the 8.0. I really do feel that potentially this could be the big stepping stone now to bring not only a lot of people back, but to bring the next big content patch to Space Marine 2. Yes, we've had content, but this is going to be the big one. Just before we get onto that, the community event happened and stuff. I think I was away for this in Florida, so I got to miss this event, but you achieved it. You killed 800,000 Trigons and stuff, which was, again, a fantastic feat. So let's get onto the Horde Mode, what we're working on, because this is where it gets spicy. So codename Horde Mode. With the Trigon update released, our focus has now shifted to patch 8, and it's getting closer each day. I wonder if it's going to be next month. Maybe it will be out in May, maybe not, but that's where my head goes to. Maybe May, we'll see. Today we would like to tease you a bit more about what it's going to be like. First of all, you'll be able to play up to 3 players or with 2 bots, just like regular PvE, and you will get to fight waves of both Tyranids and Chaos. So that right there, it's a little bit of a letdown straight away. I won't hide my emotion on this. I was hoping that we can have more people in this. I was hoping for at least 5 people in this game mode. I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it like the PvE game mode, but my thoughts on PvE, I've always said from the start, I feel like having 3 Space Marines in PvE is just a loss of playing with more and more friends. What I want from this game is to get as many friends as I personally can in on this game. I know balance talk will come into that and stuff like that. Give things more HP. Give things, more waves and stuff. Throw more hard cube bosses at us and stuff like that. That's my point on that. I know some people disagree with that, which is fine, but I just want as many people in the game as possible so I can enjoy it with as many friends as possible. Interesting that it's going to have Tyranids and Chaos, just like the first Exterminatus mode from Space Marine 1. For people unaware what happened with that, you literally got to wave 19 fighting orcs, and then the last big wave was all Chaos Space Marines. There was like plasma cannons and stuff. It was absolutely extreme. So maybe this is what they're going to do with this one, or maybe they're just going to intertwine it where like level 1 wave is going to be Tyranids, level 2 will be Chaos, back and forth. It would be really, really cool if they had Tyranids and Chaos coming at the same time. It's like a bit of a freeway fighting on the last stand mode. I think that'd be really cool. Or should I say Horde Mode, as they put it on here. Difficulty will increase with each wave defeated. You'll also have to prepare yourself accordingly to vaporize as many waves as you can. Also, your class and weapon levels will be based on your PvE level. So again, everything is connected to that. And this is our first sneak peek of it now. And here's a sneak peek of the map. As you can see, the action takes place on Kadaku. This is the first area that we visit actually in the single player game. We actually get to fire that big gun and stuff like, get to beam it up and it fires into the Tyranid stuff. I'm really, really interested to see what they do with this. We've had some leaks a part of this. So I say leaks, some data mine stuff that says you can call in reinforcements, you can call in Marines, you can call in Dreadnoughts and stuff like that. So I really want to see what scale they do this as. It needs to feel like a battle. The problem with Space Marine 1 Exterminatus mode, it was just too small. It just felt like you were in a little arena, where the scale of this game, it needs to keep that scale there so we get to feel like we're actually in a battle and the hordes are literally trying to overwhelm us and to rip our skin from our flesh. And just before we move on to the next bit of the next update, they do another little tease here. The Horde Mode release date and its actual in-game name will be announced at Redacted. So it's not going to be called Horde Mode. I wonder if they're going to call it Exterminatus, or they're going to call it something else. They should call it Valrak's game, because, I basically got Space Marine 2 made, as most of you loyal fans will know. That's a joke, by the way. Next update, it says you'll have access to the PTS test server The 8.0 before the release. Stay tuned. We will give you more information later. So, of course, that's going to be like all the Blood Angel stuff and everything like that. All the like little perks. It's got to be reworked on weapons, anything there. We go in and test it and give our feedback, and then it gets put out on the main patch when it's released. But this is the big thing here. The 8.0 update will bring more free and DLC content to the game. We cannot unveil everything yet, but here's a few things you can expect from it. If you go to my Space Marine 2 list over on this channel, you'll get to see some of the data mine skins already. I've covered this before, but Blood Angels cosmetic pack is coming, so Blood Angels are coming next in 8.0. Very, very interested to see how that's going to look into game. The White Scars stuff is coming. Again, very, very interesting to see how that is going to look in the game. Horde mode, of course, which we just talked about. Rebalancing of absolute difficulty following the community polls. If people don't know, they did polls like how you find it, what would you improve and stuff, etc., etc. Something that they haven't mentioned on there that has been mentioned, again, I've done videos on it, is apparently the new class that they're going to be doing, which they mentioned in the last newsletter, but they haven't mentioned it in this one, is going to be a Tech Marine. And I've been thinking about this, right? And one first founding chapter that hasn't got the love in the game yet, like we've had the Raven Guard, the Imperial Fist, we're about to get Blood Angels, White Scars, we've had Ultramarines, we've had Salamanders, but we haven't had Iron Hands. I wonder if they're going to do an Iron Hand Tech Marine hero, because that would fall in line with the Iron Hands, because they are the, you know, the Tech Marine type of Marines, you know, the you know, are very, very robotic. They chop their arms off and stuff because they're a bunch of weirdos, just like their dad got his head chopped off. They like to chop things off, and that was a joke. But yeah, I can definitely see that hero class aligning with that chapter. And I think it would be cool as well, because, again, there is, you know, 2 or 3 Iron Hand players out there, if they want to admit that they're Iron Hand players, and surely they need some love as well. So yes, big things coming on the horizon for Space Marine 2, more content, definitely keeping my eye on Horde mode. The last part of this is basically focused together with them saying, hey, look, here's the feedback that you've been given, and this is the stuff that we've put into the game. Like people, hey, what about an Inferno pistol? They put Inferno pistols in. You know, what about cloth customization? Hey, look, we put cloth customization in, saying like basically your feedback matters, which it does, to be fair. We are these developers over on Discord and over on their forums, more Discord, I think, actually do talk to people, which is great to see from a developer. You know, some developers just ghost you, just leave you on red, and that is that. So it's nice to see that they are talking and taking feedback back, etc., etc. And that's it. That is all we have. That's it for this month. He says keep an eye on everything like that, and yeah, we'll get back to you at the end of next month. Is it going to be next month for the Horde mode? Is it going to be next month for the Blood Angels, the White Scars? Hopefully so. I'm excited for it. I'm playing it right now. I've nearly got everything to max prestige. I think there's 2 more classes, Sniper and Vanguard, and then I'm fully done with the prestige stuff. I've no-lifed it once again. If you've got any thoughts, feedback, anything like that, post it down below, and we'll have a nice little chin wag down there, as we always do. See you now. Have a great day, and bye-bye.